Salut la gang d'Ultime Radio, Mario Provencher en arrière de la caméra, Dave Rouleau, avec James Luna, Ellie Santana de Holy Grail. Petite interview, j'ai une couple de questions pour eux autres, écoutez bien ça. Could you please just present your band, Holy Grail, for the people at Ultime Radio who don't know you?
Hi, I'm Luna with Holy Grail, and this is Eli Santana
of Holy Grail.
And what kind of metal do you play? Where do you come from, guys?
We're from Los Angeles, California, and it's, you know,
it's just metal.
It's heavy metal with classic and modern influences.
You guys were in White Wizards? Just before that?
Me and the drummer were, and Eli joined once we started this band, Holy Grail.
Okay. What kind of band influenced your sound in general?
I don't know, Megadeth, Testament, Sortilège from France.
This is good.
Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, a lot of old stuff. He likes a lot of your influences.
I like Carcass, Death, Pantera,
Perfect.
Morbid Angel, one of the Shredders like Yingwei and stuff like that. So
Racer X.
Racer X, Paul
Yes.
Rules.
Between Holy Grail and White Wizards, there was a band called Sorcerer. That was you. Why did you change the name?
Well, Sorcerer was this band, and we needed a name right away to book shows, and that was the band that we used. But there was like 15 bands with that name, and nobody had ever used Holy Grail, so once we found that was available, we changed the name.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what's the kind of reaction you guys get anywhere you go? Because you're not an old band, but then again, you're opening act for Blind Guardian, for Eluveri. What kind of reaction do the fans get for you?
At first they stand there and they're kind of like
tonight?
not sure, and then after a few songs they start going like this, and then at the end they're going like this.
And what is that?
I don't know. I think it's. I don't know. I think the music is kind of a familiar sound to them, and it's like a cross genre of all metals.
Mm-hmm.
So people that like old or new metal, I think it has a little bit for everybody.
And where would you say in the world that you've added your band or your brand of metal?
Oh, it's
Japan.
Yeah, Japan so
In
far.
Japan?
Well, that was one of the biggest shows we played. And there's people just going crazy the whole time.
Yeah, I was like right off the bat. It was like 12,000 people at 11 in the morning just going nuts. And
Oh yeah?
yeah, I think that's just, they're really punctual over there, I think. So they all shut up on time.
And they have seats, right? They have seats in front of the stage.
No,
No?
it was a festival. Everyone was staying.
Okay. I think I haven't seen
Yeah.
the best videos for that.
Yeah. I must say though that Canadian crowds are, they get into it more than American crowds.
Yeah.
Just
wild.
just as a rule, like kind of in general.
Okay.
So they're able to let loose a lot quicker. So we definitely love playing up here.
And what do you think about the Quebec City crowd?
Very cool.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
It's like, I don't know, I think it's like progressive and power metal is received very well here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love Poutine? Love
Yes.
the girls up here?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes, yes we do! Okay, I know you've released Crisis in Utopia just a few months ago. Is there anything planned for either a big tour with you headlining or just another album just to keep the momentum?
We're trying to get a tour for the summer, maybe us headlining, but we're still figuring it out. We're not sure if we're big enough yet or how well it'll do, but maybe for summer. But otherwise, we're going to try and do a bunch of festivals, Europe, and
Okay.
maybe Japan and Asia, stuff like that.
But how do you guys figure it out? Just to do an headlining show? Do you guys decide, or is that the Prosthetic Records? Or?
It's our booking agent and management.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you signed with Prosthetic Records for that album. Why was that? Was there any other labels involved?
They were the first label back when we were in White Wizard to be interested in us,
Okay.
and right when we were leaving White Wizard is when they approached us, and since then there was other offers, but Prosthetic always matched any other offer that was on the table, and were really cool guys, and so we really liked their energy and their vibe, so we went with them because they were like, it felt the best to go with them. and they made a lot of promises that they've been keeping so far and taking care of us really well. So
But being in that kind of brand of metal, you like old school metal. What do you guys think about the new wave metal? I mean, the breakdowns and just the deathcore. What do you guys think?
I love it. I'm actually really into it.
Okay.
What scares me is there's so many bands doing it, and I'm like, damn it. It's like when that happens, it's usually when everybody gets kind of sick of it. I like it. I'm kind of scared
Okay.
that it's gonna go because I mean I love Meshuggah,
Yeah.
and so it's all these bands are like taken from that. And it's really cool, and everybody's kind of doing something different, like Periphery, and, bands like that. And so like it's really fun. It's just damn it, there's so many of them, and they're gonna kind of like weigh down the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
You being into that kind of metal, and I guess you too.
not really.
Okay. How is the creative process within the band? I mean, who's writing what? Are you coming up with the vocal melodies? Are you coming up with the riffs? What happens in Holy Grail?
Depending on the song, sometimes it's both. And Eli wrote a lot of this album, and mostly all the melodies I wrote.
Yeah.
I think there's maybe one or two songs that he already had melodies for that I kind of tweaked.
Yeah.
But yeah, melodies, I'll usually write them over his riffs or parts, and then the lyrics I'll write along with our drummer Tyler.
Okay. You guys were nominated for Best Rising Band, Best New Band, I'm sorry, at the Metal Hammer Golden Gods Award. What happened? I mean, what kind of exposure did it get you?
I can't really tell, but it seems like UK it opened up a lot of UK and a lot of Germany as well for fans for us. But it's hard to tell what reaction you get from certain things. It just kind of all happened at once.
You guys are you guys welcome in Europe? I mean, is the crowd reaction better than here, or?
From what we could tell, yes, but it's only been festivals, so it's hard to say if we played a small club, if it would be packed, but yeah.
Okay, two random questions. If I were to push the random button on your MP3 player and on your MP3 player, what would I get?
Probably Rumpelstiltskin.
Cool. That's different. What else?
I don't know. My Solid Ground, the Swedish band.
Okay. What about you?
Oh man, it's a minefield of guilty pleasures. But it goes from like a Dillinger Escape Plan or a Gojira, but also like I have a lot of like movie soundtrack stuff.
Okay.
So like a lot of like John Williams and stuff like that, and Michael Googly Yammy or something. The guy who did the Star Trek soundtrack, and then I also got like Usher and like Maxwell, like R&B stuff on there, and it's all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
And last question. I want you guys to tell me or tell us an anecdote or a story that you've never told about. Maybe a tour, the writing process, the recording process, just something that either amazing or just weird that happened.
Never told, huh?
Never told.
Let me see here.
Want me to mention the thing about Starbucks?
Oh yeah.
Well, there is that. I did get fired from Starbucks.
Why is that?
Well, they had me opening at 4 in the morning, and I had been at my best friend's birthday party, and I was really drunk.
Sober? Oh, okay.
No, of course, right? And they're like, "What time do you have to work in the morning?" And I was like, "Oh, let me see." And I'm like, 20 minutes. Can I get a ride to work? And I was just hammered. And I came in, hugged everybody, and then, long story short, I came out and there was an unruly customer, and he was bitching about something. He's like, "This place is lame. That guy right there is lame." And then, without missing a beat, I said, "Your fucking mom is lame." And he heard me. And then he's like, "I've come here 3 times and my drink was terrible." And I'm like, "Well, that's just your fault. It makes you stupid."
Okay.
And I'm like, "You know what? You're ruining this for everybody. I'm gonna throw your cup away. Go to Coffee Bean. I'm not making your drink. Get your money back." Starbucks doesn't have a right to refuse service, so I didn't know that.
Okay.
I know that now. He came back, took a picture of me, sent it to corporate, and I got fired.
Yeah, but it all ends up in the end that you're the web. So that's it.
You're always the hero.
You're always the hero.
Yeah.
Hey
right.
guys, thank you. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
I hope you like Quebec City.
Oh, we do.
I always love it.